Our gasoline is working just fine, and you should support the negative team. Thank you.
My name is Rebecca Day, and I'm second affirmative. I support the resolution. The status quo isn't working. According to Cobblestone, Linda Stent says not solving the problem is not an option. This proves that we have a problem and that we must do something about it. To solve Utah's problem, professionals suggest natural gas. Americans want a safe product, one that's reliable. Well, according to the Utah Energy Department, natural gas is safe. It's that simple. Natural gas vehicles are cost efficient. Be honest, money is on everyone's mind. Well, natural gas pays you back. According to the Utah Energy Department, natural gas costs 40 to 80 cents per equivalent gallon of gasoline. And according to the Gaslight, April 92, the airport expects annual cost savings of $93,000 simply because they converted their fleet to natural gas. Now, this is going to save you $93,000. I think it's worth conversion. Natural gas is cheaper than gasoline, as I just proved. To business, time is money. A better car, a better way of business. In comparison to gasoline, natural gas is a more economic way. Utah Energy Department 92. But how can vehicles switch over? Isn't it a lot of money? Actually, it's not. Cost of conversion is $1,500, but pays for the investment by lowering fuel costs and maintenance costs. How much is out there? Businesses convert, there must be a supply. Well, according to the Utah Energy Department 92, natural gas is available in large amounts to meet current and projected demands. Really, what we're saying is how much better natural gas is. According to the Salt Lake Tribune, Ms. Luxier said, natural gas vehicles are better than gasoline vehicles. First they say pollution is not a problem because it's going down. And then they say, well, natural gas is only going to lower it a little bit. Well, one, natural gas is going to lower it. And if pollution is not a big problem, then they shouldn't be worrying about how much lower natural gas is going to make it. Obviously, pollution is a problem. Otherwise, we wouldn't have to have a debate over how low emissions are from cars. They say there's not enough refueling centers in Utah. Well, according to Mountain Fuel, it agreed with the Utah Energy Department, saying there are a number of natural gas refueling centers. And as my partner said, there are stations from Logan to St. George, not just 2. And according to the Salt Lake Tribune in 91, AMCO has been installing natural gas pumps for the past year in their stations because they know that the public is beginning to have an interest in natural gas, and now that there's a system for it. They talk about industry is a big thing. Well, if industry is such a big thing, then how come we still have cars being our major pollutants? It was an industry that made smog fill the air. With smog filling the air, government officials looked to alternate fuels, not for mandates on industry. And how much dependent are we on foreign oil? By quite a bit. 3 times in the past 2 decades, the U.S. has been burned by its unbridled appetite for energy and its dependence on foreign oil, according to the Energy Mess. They talk about how long it takes to refuel. People were camping out at gas stations when OPEC did not ship gasoline to the United States because we are so dependent on foreign oil. We needed that oil. Now I think natural gas refueling is going to take less time than the 24-hour camp out that it took us because of how dependent Americans are on our foreign oil. They talk about there's gas on the Wasatch Front. Well, how much is there out there? Is it going to be drilled? And is it enough to supply our fleet vehicles? It is not. They asked for how are we going to get the transportation. As my partner said, in the pipelines, they talk about home center prices. This is not a home center price. This is the filling stations are going to be in the public as well as private businesses that put them within their private businesses and stores throughout Utah. That also takes care of the system that we needed. They also talk about, well, when you get it from coal, it puts more pollutants into the air. Like we say, we're not using coal, we're using biomass. They say, well, gasoline's kind to your car too, as we proved. It's a lot kinder to your car, as my partner said, because of the way it lowers maintenance costs, as we've proven several times before. It says it contributes to global warming. Well, if it contributes to global warming and we've proven that it pollutes less, then don't you think gasoline is going to contribute to global warming by a lot more? Yes, it will. So I'd like to say in summary, obviously the status quo doesn't work, or otherwise we would have proven how dependent we are on foreign oil. That just proves the status quo really doesn't work. 2, we've proven that our system is safe. 3, we've proven that it's cost efficient. 4, we've proven how conversion is easy and pays for itself. 5, we've proven that there's a large supply out there and distribution system throughout Utah. 6, we've proven that natural gas is just plain better. So I urge you, please vote affirmative.
The situation of our air pollution is getting increasingly better, states the Energy Fact Sheet of 1990. Oil companies have cleaned up their refineries. Gasoline and heating oils have been changed to burn cleaner, and oil companies are making sure that drilling and shipping of oil is done as safely as possible. Our air quality is becoming cleaner by the day, and yet the affirmative team would have you believe that the only way to change our environment is to drastically alter our fuel source. We, as a negative team, are here to tell you this is not the solution. While the status quo is not totally impeccable, we do not have to modify our cars, fuel stations, and manufacturing companies in order to receive the desired result of healthier air. Only minor adjustments might be required of the present fuel supply for the following reasons. 1. Inconvenience. In order to change to natural gas, we would not only have to modify our cars, but our refueling stations and our car manufacturing companies as well. We all know what it's like to wait for a week or even a month while our cars' brakes, engines are being repaired and modified. What would happen if all fleet vehicles in Utah were in at the same time for a conversion job? We would be waiting a matter of years for the work to be done. And what would we be doing in the meantime? How would we get to school or to work? All buses, taxis, and public transportation systems would be in converting to natural gas. 2. Cost. They stated that in order to convert our cars to natural gas, it would take an average of $1,500 per vehicle. This is not including our refueling centers or our manufacturing companies. As you can see, the price tag for converting to natural gas can quickly add up. Where are we going to get the money to convert these things? The answer is taxes. Many of the companies and private corporations do not have the means for converting hundreds or even thousands of cars to natural gas. In order to get the money, we would have to go to the government to pitch in, which means taking money out of our valuable taxes. Money that could be used on a better education for our children or even the homeless. We are worried about a little smog in the air, whereas our children are becoming less competent in today's world. 3. Natural gas would bring no change to the present situation. Industry is the highest source of pollution along the Wasatch Front. According to the Information Fact Sheet, cars only account for 27% of today's pollution. Only 3% of these cars are fleet vehicles, meaning that by changing to natural gas, we would only be cleaning up the air by 1.5%. Is it worth spending millions of dollars to clean up the air by 1.5%? We are here to tell you it is not worth it. With 50% of our pollution coming from industry, we should be focusing on factories, which are already becoming cleaner, according to the Information Line 1991. Raising auto mileage is the best way to cut auto emissions, says Newsweek, April of 1991. And the only method of cooling down the greenhouse effect that seems to be both safe and reliable is to plant trees. Applied Energy Services built a coal-fired power plant. It is also planting trees that will help remove carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. And these trees that are removing carbon dioxide will remove more carbon dioxide than the company's new facility will over its entire operational lifetime, according to Tomorrow's Energy Parade magazine, November 1990. There are also other alternatives than to drastically change our fuel source. There are such things as carpooling and mass transit that have been proven to work before, according to the Air